Hey everybody, I'm Nick Savacci.
And I'm Mike Schaefer.
And today we are out at Overland Expo West 2025 in the Perfect Bungee booth, recording episode 13.5 of the Adventure Chat podcast.
And being here at the show, walking around, got us thinking about some of our favorite gear that we love to take with us on adventures. So today we're going to talk about some of those top pieces of equipment we won't leave home without.
Hey everybody, I'm Nick Savacci.
And I'm Mike Schaefer.
And today we are out at Overland Expo West 2025 in the Perfect Bungee booth, recording episode 13.5 of the Adventure Chat podcast.
And being here at the show, walking around, got us thinking about some of our favorite gear that we love to take with us on adventures. So today we're going to talk about some of those top pieces of equipment we won't leave home without.
So here we are at Overland Expo.
Yep.
And in the Perfect Bungee booth, we've been working with Perfect Bungee for a long time.
Yep, great guys.
Love them, love
Absolutely.
their products.
Got them all over the truck right now.
Yep. And so we're hanging out in the booth, and we're gonna do a podcast from Overland Expo.
Yeah, and like I said in the introduction, you and I were walking around here yesterday, kind of checking out all this stuff, and really got us thinking about what is some of the gear that we won't leave home without. Like, I know there's a couple things now that I just, if it broke today, I'd go out and replace it tomorrow. And that's kind of some of the stuff we want to talk about today.
I think it's important too, because shows like this can make you think you have to have everything in the kitchen sink.
Yeah, and we've talked about that before, actually, like kind of get KISS principle, keep it kind of simple.
Absolutely. And so these are going to be fundamental things that we're not going to go out without.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just jump right in.
Yeah.
I'll throw out number one. For me, not being the biggest guy, the cold weather can get to me.
Yeah,
and
I've seen you doing the Nick shimmy shake.
Yep, I learned a long time ago. You're not going to save money by buying cheap cold weather gear.
No, man, that's something we've talked about. Is there's some stuff you've got to put money towards, and that's one of them. So I think I know where you're going with this, but what's at the top of your list?
Top of my list is quality cold weather gear. And
yeah, I
go by the layer system, so I'm going to be basically running some type of wool base layer, one or two base layers, and Smart Wool's a great brand for that. And then after that, I'm generally going to run some type of flannel, and then a puffer jacket.
Yeah.
And right now I have a Columbia puffer jacket. It has the that inside reflective, I forget what they call it, like I'm going to say inferno, but it kind of reflects some of the body heat back at you. And I've had that thing for probably 5 years now, and it's amazing. And then generally I'm going to go a top layer kind of like this, like a soft jacket. This is the 511 one. I love this. Have had it forever.
Yeah.
And then last layer is going to be a high quality rain jacket.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you there. It's a lot easier to stack stuff up and get warmer, than to keep yourself warm. I know you guys like the puffer jacket. It seems like it's kind of my top layer throwing one out is the big Carhartt jackets with the sheep line inside. They're quality, thick. Yeah. Especially when we get out on the trail rolling around underneath trucks and stuff. That's kind of my go-to for my top layer, but kind of the same thing. I really like kind of a cotton base layer. T-shirt over that, and just kind of build up from there. I'm rocking the fleece today. This is actually a Costco fleece. It's not something too crazy, but really stays warm. So yeah, I totally agree with you on that one.
If it works, it works.
It works good. So yeah.
I think at the end of the day, it's just you have to buy high quality stuff, and you can find high quality stuff at Target and Costco. It doesn't have to be the most outdoor name brand thing, but it has to function.
Yeah, and make sure you bring it with you, man. My kids, I don't know about your kids, like we kind of left that in the ballpark for them to pack their stuff, and I'm like, dude, I bought you really nice fleece, underliners or whatever. Well, they're at home in my drawer.
Yeah.
So make sure you bring it with you.
Got to bring it with you.
Go ahead. No, I was going to jump into the next thing.
Yeah, hit it.
So along with that, staying warm liners, let's talk sleeping bags a minute, because that's kind of my next go-to is I want to sleep comfortable out there.
Absolutely.
And I've had some cold freaking nights in some cheap Walmart sleeping bags in my day.
Yes.
And that is something I never want to go back to. So
I'm with you. We started actually kind of the first. I mean, we were always rock crawling, but the first overland trip we did the Mojave Road. Way back
out there.
Way back, and yeah. It was all Walmart gear. Walmart tent. Was on an air mattress, not an insulated one, but an air mattress that's just holding the cold air.
How many nights have you gone flat on one of them things in your life?
Flat and freezing, right?
I don't think I'm too old for that now. I don't think I could even do that again.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think you're spot on with that. Is I would rather have a sleeping bag that's rated for a lower thing than I need. So I roll around with a 0 degree.
Yep.
And then also you can get the bivvies. Which is like the sack
liner.
you go on for the inside, and that'll, say it gives you like another 20 or 25 degrees there.
Yeah, our whole family's rocking the 0 degree bags, and I know a lot of guys like the mummy bags. I don't really prefer them; they're too tight for me. I like to have a little bit of room.
Yep.
But yeah, we're all rocking the 0 degree bags. I don't know what brand you guys are running. We actually run Teton bags.
Oh, nice.
That are, I think we get them at the local sportsman's house. You can get them on Amazon and stuff. But man, we've had phenomenal luck with them. They're a little bit more money than kind of your Coleman, but they're not crazy expensive. I've got a buddy that runs Wiggy bags, swears by them, absolutely swears by them.
I've heard of those. I haven't actually
They're supposed to be a real
experienced them.
top quality, but I think the biggest thing is to, like you said, get a rating. It's real easy to unzip the side and let it breathe a little bit, right?
Yes.
But there's only so much you can do if you're sleeping. It's 20 degrees outside, and you guys are, you're sleeping in a 60-degree summer bag.
Right.
There's only so warm you can get in that thing.
Oh yeah. And I think, to comment on your mummy bag scenario, I'm the same way, right? Like, you want less space that your body has to heat up.
Yes.
So that's where the mummy bag is beneficial.
Yeah.
But for me, I like to have room to roll around.
I'm a mover.
We recently tried Klymit. It's what's the brand over the top is like, they own CVT now, and I think it's called Gather or something like that.
Okay.
But Klymit is the brand of the bag.
Okay, we'll double check that name and put a link in there.
In description,
Make sure we get the right name for that.
But it's it's great because it's got bungees around the outside, is the best way I can describe it.
Really?
And
so
it's a mummy bag in the sense that it pulls down on you, but if you go to roll over or sleep on your side, the bag will then of expand. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've had good experience with that.
Oh, good to know. I may have to try one of them out.
Yeah.
Next set of bags. Okay, that's awesome. That's a neat way to do that, actually. I like that.
Yeah, it's
a little
great.
bit of expansion room in there.
So speaking of talking about sleeping comfortably, let's just kind of stay with this trend.
Oh, yeah.
And we're in our 40s. Are we both in our 40s?
I don't want to admit it.
Okay.
But, I mean, this is kind of a dead giveaway now.
Around. So we're around our 40s. So we're getting up there, but we've been doing this stuff forever, and I've done the sleeping on the ground thing, and I've done the little thin pads. I think you guys found it first, but recently found the most amazing sleeping pads.
Yeah.
What's it? Is it Exped?
Exped is what we're running.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, like you said, we started on the Walmart Ozark Trail, air legit air mattress, and those suck, man. There's no insulation in them at all. They always go flat. Yeah, we've been rocking an Exped for a while. We've got a couple different sizes, and it's probably the best night sleep, like comfort-wise. I'm a side sleeper too, I need a little bit of give in there. But they're nice. They're self-inflating, so they've got some insulation factor in them. They pack up a little bit big, but again, at my age, that's a place that I'm willing to sacrifice. And the joke is now, we've tried a lot of different sleep environments, like the rooftops and different things, and we're back in a ground tent right now.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I always joke with people, it's like I put a little bit of money into Exped because, again, sleeping is important to me while we're camping.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm sleeping in a $90 tent on a couple $100 air pad, but it's like that's where I'm at in life. It's like I want to sleep comfortably, And to me, that's one of the places I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit size and money to sleep good.
And they're a little pricey, but I would say, like you said, you're a side sleeper. The other thing I like about them is we have the single, I guess it would be, and then we have the double. And the nice thing about it is, with my wife sleeping next to me, when one of us rolls over, the whole thing doesn't move.
Dude, that's
like on
huge.
A lot of air mattresses, that happens, right? You roll over, everybody gets shaken and awake.
That's a great point, because Andrea and I are two very differently sized people, and the old air mattress, the joke with that was her side of the bed would be about 90 psi, and I'd be on the floor because she weighs nothing, and I'm a big guy.
Right.
So that Exped, man, we can both sleep kind of comfortably. It keeps it kind of an even path across there. So yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, absolutely worth the money.
It is definitely
really
worth the money, and there are some Amazon knockoff brands out there, but they're supposed to be really, really good. But yeah, to me, that's worth putting the money into. I don't want to go flat in the middle of the night. I'm too old for that crap, man. I want to enjoy my night sleep camping. So
absolutely.
Morning.
Good. Okay.
I think the next thing, if you're ready to move on.
Yeah, let's do it.
So my next thing that I've evolved a lot over the years is our food storage situation. We started, kind of the Coleman ice chest, and kind of moved up from there to the nicer coolers and stuff. And we are in a 12-volt fridge now.
Yeah.
And I would not go back. Like, my days of soggy steaks and wet sandwiches are done. If my fridge died today, I'd go over here and buy another one tomorrow.
100%. I had somebody talking to me the other day who's getting a Tacoma and was asking, they're brand new to the world, and was asking about my advice. And that was one of the things I had said, was kind of like we talked about in previous podcasts. Go out, kind of experience things, figure out what you need. But one of the things I said for sure is
just start.
Just get a fridge.
Just get a freaking fridge.
From the get-go,
Yeah.
it's just worth it to not have the hassle of ice and you're generally more space with those coolers.
Yeah, that was going to be my next point.
They're going to take up less. The fridge is going to take up less space because it's going to keep things cold.
Because you don't have to have room for your food and your ice. You just have to have room for your food. So
Exactly.
you don't have to buy that equivalent size fridge. You can go a lot smaller on that and save a ton of space.
100%. And these days, especially, a lot of the vehicles, you're having 12-volt access back in the storage area. So you pretty much can just get a fridge from the get-go.
Yeah.
Plug it in back there. Little perfect bungee hack in my truck. I just use a perfect bungee to hook it down.
Yeah.
Like in Onconius, I've never really built out the back storage compartment.
Yeah.
I just have tie downs kind of all over, mounted to hard tie down points. And I just strap the fridge down with the perfect bungee. I've done that for, I don't even know, 8 years.
I don't know if anybody can see behind you at the angle, but I mean, right behind you, I'm doing the same thing, man. I've been using the perfect bungees to hold my fridge down since I got the fridge, for years now.
So you get a fridge. You're ready to rock. Your drinks are going to be cold. Your food's going to be cold but
beer
dry.
Night and dry sandwiches and then lunch. That's the key. And a lot of these modern fridges, the power draw on them is not bad at all. Like, I know I can run this thing in the truck. It'll sit for 24 hours.
Right.
All day long, and the truck will still start when we're done. So it's not even a power consumption issue anymore with it.
So I think that's a great. You got fridges covered.
We're
good there? Okay.
Get a fridge. Don't mess with ice.
Don't mess with ice. I think a great segue. That's a great segue actually into the perfect bungee.
Oh yeah.
For me, that's one of my go-tos.
Yeah.
We just pieces of gear that's infinitely useful.
Yeah.
You have a trail repair you need to do, and you need to strap a drive shaft. I mean, on the Expedition 2024, I think you guys can go check that video out. We were out in the Moab area. Onconius broke down. We had to detach the drive shaft to be able to drag it home, basically, and we used a perfect bungee to tie the drive shaft up out of the way.
Yeah.
Perfect bungee to tie everything down on the inside. It's very important when you're off-roading and traveling.
Yes.
You have to have that gear inside the cab tied down, because it's going to be a projectile if there's some unfortunate circumstance where there's a crash or a rollover or something like that. We use bungees to tie everything down. I mean, that's a piece for me that I won't adventure without.
Yeah, I tell you, before we started running these, I didn't own probably 2 bungees in my life because I hated them. The problem I always had was I'd pick up a bungee, and this one's too long, this one's too short. I'd have 3 of them tied together trying to get the right length out of it,
Yeah.
It just never worked.
Right.
And when we started running these, and the way they're adjustable they are, you could figure out a way to use them on everything, because you can loop it back to itself. It wraps around bars super easy. A regular bungee cord in, I can't get it around the bar on my roof rack, right? Because they're never big enough.
Right.
With this thing, I just wrap it around. I can get the tension in it I need, hook it back to itself, and it's perfect. Nothing's moving up there.
I love it.
Yeah.
Let's do this. I know we have a couple more pieces of things that we want to discuss, products that we don't adventure without. But I'm gonna since we're here in the Perfect Bungee booth, I'm gonna put Steve.
Yeah,
I'm gonna kind of throw him under the bus here. And Steve is the marketing and sales manager at Perfect Bungee.
Yep.
So you hang tight. I'm going to give him a mic, sit him down. Why don't you talk to him a little bit, let people learn about the Perfect Bungee.
Yeah.
And then
I'd like to know the mechanics of it and the history of it.
Yeah. And then hang tight till the end of the podcast, because we've got our last piece of equipment that we like to take out on the trail with us is one that you're going to really want to hear about. So make sure you hang tight till the end. I'm going to go grab Steve.
All right, Steve.
Hey, Mike.
How you doing, man?
You know, just getting ready to start
I know,
this
we're
first
pulling,
day at West, you know.
We're pulling you over here right in prime time
No,
here,
it's
so we
okay.
won't keep you too long.
We're
but
set up. We're good to go.
tell us about this thing, man. Like did you invent this, right, is my understanding?
Oh, no,
Or you
no.
kind of come in the end of this?
I
or-
come in 8 years ago
Okay.
as, you know, a sales and events
Okay.
manager.
Awesome.
And so I'm doing all of our shows like this, like Overland Expo, setting up our booth activations and
Awesome.
getting in front of the customers. And now I'm the sales and marketing manager. So,
Okay.
but still doing all the ins and outs in the shows and stuff.
Awesome.
Was involved with the creation and innovation for our new adjusted strap. You know,
Yeah.
you guys were talking about the
Yeah, this is
adjustable
brand.
bungee
This is the first time I've seen this, man. I love
Yeah,
this.
so
Tell us
this
about
is-
this thing.
So, you know, the Perfect Bungee, we're not just your regular old bungee cord. The main thing that sets us apart from everything else in the industry is the material we create our products from. We're completely rubber and latex free,
Okay.
which means that our products last 5 to 10 times longer. I mean, they pretty much last forever. How long have you had your longest
Dude,
Perfect Bungee
I've
cord,
been
you know?
running them for probably 5-6 years now.
You know,
Easy.
and they're going to last you season
Yeah.
after season, year after year, in the harshest conditions all the time, and that's because of that material we make them from.
So
It's-
these aren't the trucker straps you see laying
These
on the
aren't
side of
your
the road that
traditional
have
trucker straps.
broke off the truck
Nope.
and flung across the interstate.
Yeah, exactly. So when we just were trying to create a new product, we said, well, what have we not done yet? You know, we have our adjustable bungee. It has integrated hooks in it. It's every size, one size fits all. You've got your traditional bungees, hook-to-hook lengths, not adjustable. You know, flat straps around cords.
Yeah.
That's just a better, longer-lasting product than any other rubber bungee on the market. But we heard some concerns from our consumers, from our ambassadors, from our friends, you know, and asked them what they wanted to see in a new product when we were innovating. I said longer, so we made a new adjusted strap that's 48 inches long. It's an entire foot longer than the original 36 inch. And the other thing that we found was a hurdle. The only downfall, in our opinion, of the 36 inch adjusted strap was that sometimes the only way to adjust it was to hook it back onto itself around like a rail or a bar or something
Yeah,
like
which
that,
is how we've been doing it.
and make it shorter like that.
Yeah.
Awesome, great application, but sometimes you need hook to hook shorter. You don't have
Yep.
a rail. You're not doing it in a bar. You're doing it in your truck like this, and you're just going from point A to point B.
Yeah.
You can't wrap it through. These are super tiny. It only fits a hook. So
Yep.
we decided to
I love this.
do removable hooks on our new 48 inch adjusted strap. These are glass filled nylon. There's no metal core to these, so they're marine grade.
Oh,
They'll
wow.
never break apart or scratch anything.
Okay.
Right? So they're non-marring. And they're super durable. They're just like metal. These now also, we made sure that these new hooks fit around a 1 inch bar. The other little thing that wasn't that great about the 36 inch is that opening on the hook was just shy of 1 inch.
That's
You
awesome.
might force it over a rail and snap
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So we heard you on that too. Breaking too many hooks, Steve. Well, we got you now. This fits right around the hook.
That's perfect. That's
right
gonna
around
fit a
bigger
lot of
bar.
roof racks and stuff like
all
that.
over your roof rack. But so now you need that shorter hook-to-hook bungee anywhere along this strap, Mike. You can take that and go hook-to-hook shorter.
That's
You
awesome.
can still always wrap it back on itself, use it in super cool other ways.
So
Now
you tie
can
that
do-
to other bungee cords.
You can
just-
do so much more stuff with this now that you can take the hooks out. You have
Yeah.
a lot of different ways to accommodate your load and just have that bungee hack that you wouldn't use or think to use a bungee for traditionally. Now you can, even more so with our 48 inch adjusted strap. And with those hooks, They're not traditional S hooks. We triangulate
Pivot
the
'em.
backs of them right there, like pre-crimped, or these are molded with this bend in them.
Yeah, it's just enough. It's not gonna snap off easy.
Right, so it won't fall out of those reinforced adjustment holes along the strap.
I love that you guys are listening to people using the straps and still innovating. Like you guys, I'm looking around here and there's still a bunch of stuff that you guys have came out with recently, which is awesome.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we got our new shock strap size.
Yep,
as well.
I was looking at the 1 inch.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, I'm already seeing places I can use that on the dirt bikes and stuff.
That's
it's
a
awesome.
big one here for Overland West. The 1 inch does really well, just because it's that perfect size for all of your off-road overland type of gear on your roof rack, or on the trailer for power sports. They're perfect for power sports applications.
That's awesome.
Definitely for your dirt bikes on that 1 inch strap, and it's still a 1,500 pound brake strength, so it's still quite
huge,
heavy duty. Oh yeah.
For a 1 inch strap, that's a lot. That's a huge brake strength.
Yeah. We overdo everything because we just know, go big or go home, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where all can they pick these up? I know I've seen them in some retail locations. You guys do direct website? Like where all can people grab these things?
You can always get them from theperfectbungee.com. You'll find our full assortment for all the different variety of products that we make and offer. And then,
you guys have more stuff. Not to cut you off. Y'all have more stuff on the website than you're even carrying here at the Expo this
Yeah, for
this
sure.
year, right?
Actually, we just brought out our core products. Our adjust straps, our cargo net, the flex web, and our rope lock tie down, the perfect tie down.
Okay.
But we also have your standard heavy duty cords and straps that are on our website. If you just need that traditional hook to hook bungee cord style strap, you can find all of our products right there on the Perfect Bungee and shockstrap.com.
Awesome.
But if you're in a pinch, you're out on the road and need to pick up some Perfect Bungees, you can find a 36-inch adjust strap in Home Depot and Walmart. You can find the 48-inch adjust strap in Academy Sports and Outdoors. You can find some adjust straps in Dick's Sporting Goods. You can head to Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's and pick up some Perfect Bungee products. Those are just a handful of our Lowe's also carries the Perfect Bungee as well. You can get some 36 and 40-inch adjust straps there.
Awesome,
So if you're in a pinch, you can't wait for the shipping, head to your local store, check online first, see if they've got it in stock in your store, because it's not every store, but it's a lot of them.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Steve, this is great. Thanks so much for having us out, man. It's so much fun. Appreciate the support you guys have given us over the years, and man, we're glad to be here. This is awesome.
No, the booth
it's exciting. It does, man. This come out so good.
You got a lot of bungee hacks on them. I love it.
Oh yeah, and like I said, we're coming up with new stuff all the time too, which is awesome. So sweet, Steve. Thanks for talking with us, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for everything, man.
It's a pleasure.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, so good little talk there with Steve. Learned
Steve's
about
awesome,
the Perfect
man.
Bungee a bit.
Such a great dude. Really love this stuff.
So we've got a couple more things. What do you think?
I think our last product here from the show that we're kind of thinking about is I always bring a good headlamp with me. There's nothing worse than trying to pee in the middle of the night and stepping on a cactus. I'm just going to throw that out there, man.
Absolutely.
I've ran a couple cheap ones over the years. My kind of go-to now are I'm drawing a blank on the brand name, the Black Diamond headlamps.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, they're good quality. I think you get them at REI, you can get them just about anywhere. Decent price. I'm running a USB chargeable one now, which makes it even better because I can plug it in, don't have to worry about batteries and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kind of flip with your flannel Costco purchase. I've got a couple Costco. I think one's like some type of Duracell branded battery.
Yeah.
I've been running, and then Harbor Freight has a great magnetic flashlight, USB chargeable.
Yep. Use them in the garage.
Use them in the garage all the time, and I keep that now too for if there's a trail repair or just got to walk around camp. I mean, headlamp is really the way to go because you're gonna be hands free.
But you know me, I'm the guy crawling underneath trucks too, so I want to make sure.
Yep. Yeah. So those for sure. I think just to kind of come a little bit away. I guess they're here at the Expo. I think tires are so important. I see a lot of times when people are taking street tires or really old tires out on the trail, and you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah. And a lot of manufacturers are putting cheap tires on trucks out of the, coming right off the dealer lot. So even, and I'm not saying you have to build out a rig to go adventure.
No.
Dude, you can use a stock Tacoma, stock Jeep. Some of this stuff it's so good off the dealership lots anymore.
Yep.
But I'm with you on that. Throw a good set of tires on it. You don't even have to blow up tire size or anything, but put a good set of tires on it.
Yeah. And
it's just going to make a huge difference. We did a whole podcast, and I can't remember the number right now. Maybe we'll throw a link in there, a number in for you. But about initial stuff to do to your vehicle if you're going out adventuring. tires was definitely on that list. So I 100% agree with you. But go back and check that one out if you guys want to see some of our go-tos for building out a simple adventure rig. But
yeah, it's a great
tires
episode. I think it's probably episode 3 or somewhere
it's
along
somewhere. It
those
was one of
lines.
the early ones, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then the last thing I'm going to throw out there, and this was the one everybody's been waiting for, is you have to go out with a positive attitude.
Always, every time.
You have to take that attitude that regardless of what the adventure throws at you, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
If you go watch the adventure episode of the 2025 Rogue Overland Expedition where we were in Arizona,
everything went south on that one. It felt like
everything went south. Watch that 3-part video series, and you'll see it just thing after thing after thing didn't go right.
Yeah.
But 99% of the people on that trip afterwards told us it was the most amazing expedition they'd ever been on.
Crown King still, shakes me to my core to this day. But yeah, we had a bunch of amazing people, a bunch of good attitudes, and that was a stressful day. It was a stressful expedition, but a stressful day, and man, the attitude made all the difference.
Absolutely.
Like rolling into camp that night and everybody smiling and laughing and having a good time.
Yeah.
Boy, it just made the difference for the whole trip. So I agree with you on that. Bring a good attitude no matter what.
Yeah. So, Mike, where can they find us for the podcast?
So you can find us on Spotify, on Apple, pretty much all the big places hosting places. You can find us on that.
If you made it this far, we really appreciate you listening to the end.
Yeah.
Check out our other videos. We have the adventure videos. We have trail review, gear review videos. Please check that stuff out. Gear, rig walk around videos. And we really appreciate you.
Yeah.
We'll see you on the trail.
Copyright Rogue Overland 2025. All rights reserved.